Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in for another video. I'm going to change my spark plugs today on my 18 Mustang GT, and do this at your own risk. I'm not a professional, I just do this as a hobby. So some things I may do, you might have a better solution and do it a different way, but I do what works for me. So easy, don't kill me that bad in the comments, please don't do that. But that's what's going on today, and it shouldn't be that long. It's a pretty basic install, I'd say like an hour max, but we never know, I might get tied up with something else. I do have the Vortex supercharger installed, so you know, I might have to relocate the coolant reservoir and move a couple things out of the way so that I could get to the coil packs and the spark plugs. I'm not gonna show you too much detail. Anytime I get tied up with something that I think that, you know, someone needs to know about changing the plugs, I'll definitely film that on my phone, but otherwise I'm just going to be running basically like a time lapse with my other camera that I use. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is what you could do at home. I think anybody could do it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd rate this like maybe like a 5. So thanks guys once again. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. First thing you're going to do is take off the 10mm here and hold the cover on. I actually just put this cover back on yesterday. Another new spark plug right here. Just gonna give it a few taps, a piece of wood. Get my feeler gauge out again. The gap needs to be 24, so obviously that is too tight. So with the feeler gauge, I have this little tool. You put the tool right here. Pull back just a little bit, not too hard, and then check the gap again. So now that clears, and right on the money, 24. So that fits. 25 doesn't. So these are gapped properly to 24. Just double check again, just so you can see. Alright, so I changed that one plug already. I'm going in for my second plug. So you need an 8mm, a 10mm to take the cover off. The 8mm is used to take the coils off. There's one bolt holding the coil, then there's a clip. I'll actually show you once I get to it. The clip pops down and then the coil pops right off. This is the coil. I'm on, I don't even know what cylinder this is, but I don't know what the firing order is, but this is the second one from the front of the passenger side. I suggest getting a long extension. I'll put a list in the description of what you need. The plugs you gotta put in hand tight first, and then I just get them a little snug. I put some anti-seize on the threads just in case, but I'll be changing these plugs quite often, so I don't think I'll have an issue. So I replaced the plug here, I replaced the plugs here, and now this is a little different. It's like a secondary coil pack here, Focus. The design of the engine, you can't put a coil there. There's not enough room. This is some kind of, I'm not even sure what this is. It looks like something has to do with coolant. I'm not really sure, I gotta look that up. Well, anyway, this just comes out, you sneak it out. So this is the actual coil, so you don't have to take the 8mm off to remove this coil because it's stationary, it stays there. And this is the one spark plug wire that actually goes into the cylinder. So now I just got to remove the spark plug out of that one. Just want to show you it's a little different. You can just push this back here, and then this back one right here looks like that will be fun because somehow I will have to get an extension down there. I'll figure it out, but that's it right here. So I'll do this one right here. Sorry, this one right here, and then I'm going to get to that one. I mean, overall, I don't think it's a bad install. The other side's a lot easier. There's a lot more room. That's why I wanted to tackle this side first, just so it was it'd go a little faster. Because you know, when you start doing things, you do the easier side first, and then you get frustrated sometimes. So for some reason, it works better when I do the harder part, and then I go to the easier part, because then it just makes my life easier. It's just tight over here. Not much room. That should be it. There we go. So this is the tricky one. I'm still working on it. I was gonna take this plastic piece off. Maybe it would give me more room. I don't think that's gonna work, honestly. I'm sure they designed it to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to take the socket off the extension, let it fall down, and then I'm going to use a magnet to pick up the spark plug and the socket itself, because what happens is there's no room here. It's tight to pull out the extension, and I'm using the short extension. I think I'm using like a 6 or an 8-inch extension. I'll list that in the description just to show you, but this is just the tricky part. I'm going to figure it out, and I'll get back to you. I'll let you. The getaway, as you can see, but I removed this, the cover. I took the 2/16s out here. You can use a flathead to pry that off. That's just holding the cable, you know, keeping it straight. You take that off with a flathead, you remove this 13, you remove the 13 here. I just have to put that back in. That's how I got to the rear one. A little ghetto. There was two 16mm nuts holding on this plastic piece for the cowl. I kind of jigged that up, and I bent this up so that I could get the extension out. I guess next time, I don't know if I would use like kind of like a wobble, like use a wobble socket, like some kind of like I don't know. I don't know what to use. Leave something in the description. Let me know what the hell you would use on how to get that back spark plug out, because this is just me. I just bent this back. I can bend it back. It means nothing. It just holds up this this piece of plastic that just that the battery cover goes over. So if you have any ideas, let me know how you did it. The reason why I did that is because I could not get the extension out, even though I used the shorter one. There's no clearance over here, so I had to do that. So if your car is equipped with a Vortex supercharger, you're gonna have to move the coolant reservoir out of the way, which not that many people have the kit, so I doubt you're gonna have this issue. Now I'm gonna get to the driver's side coils, take the coil packs out, and then I'm gonna replace the plugs on this side. The other side is definitely the more difficult side. This is much easier. Everything is more accessible. The That's the problem. That's the coil back there that gave me the issue, but otherwise I figured out what to do and everything went back to normal, even though I went ghetto and I just bent that back to slide out the extension. But now I'm just gonna knock this side out real quick. I just got to gap the other plugs, and that's about it. My other camera died. I'm recording on the phone, so I'm gonna see if it's charging right now. I'm gonna throw it back on the tripod. I didn't do this on the other side because I have more room over here. It's easier to see. You pull that back, and it just pops right off. And then you pull the coil off. I'm gonna place the coil up here. And if you see, you can see the galley for the spark plug is deep. So that's why you gotta use a long extension. They're on. They just go on randomly. I took a test drive to make sure everything was good with the spark plugs. I gave it a little gas. I beat on it a little bit. No misfires, anything. Come on, zoom. No misfires or anything. Everything's working good. No check engine light. That's a good sign. So I'm just gonna give you basically a rundown of what went on. Everything's back together. Let me tell you, cylinder. I don't even know what the cylinder order is, but I'm just gonna say 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the passenger side. 1, easy. 2, easy. 3, I'd say pretty easy. 4, pain in the butt. I had to modify this to get the extension down. You'll see in the video, well, you've seen in the video, nothing is perfect. I had to move my coolant reservoir out of the way. But otherwise, I mean, it's pretty basic. Not a bad job. Scale of 1 to 10, like I said early in the video, 5. I think anybody could do it with basic hand tools. Overall, not a bad installation. Thank you for watching. Peace out.